everyone, it's Eunice and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys my everyday makeup look that's all from the drugstore except for the brushes. Actually working on making a drugstore makeup look with using only drugstore brushes as well, but for now all of the makeup products are from the drugstore. And just a disclaimer, this might be an everyday look for me and it might not be an everyday look for you. Yes, I do put a lot of these gunk on my face every day because I like to look my best, because it motivates me to work harder. It makes me feel like I can face the day better. So yeah, all of the products that I will be mentioning in this video will be down in the description box, so don't forget to check that out if you missed something or if I mispronounced something or whatnot. So yeah, and if you want to know how I got this look, of course, just keep on watching. So as usual, I'm starting off with the brows. For everyday I use the e.l.f. Eyebrow Kit because it is super affordable and it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my Benefit brush, so it has an angled brush on one end and a spoolie on the other. I always use this, so you all know how I do it. So I just start off with just combing my brows and then dipping this angled brush part on the gel formula. As you can see, I've already hit pan on this. This is actually already my maybe 6th or 7th pan in, like, I'm gonna say 6 years or so, because I do shuffle my brow product every once in a while. Like for every day I do use this for like drugstore makeup looks. I use this because I know how it performs now. I know how to make it work, what tools to use with it, and so on. So yeah, I'm just filling them in how I usually fill in my brows, starting with the end and then going into the middle for it to have that gradient natural effect. And as you can see, once I reach the middle, I shift my brush this way para pa-vertical naman siya. Just like how my brows grow. I mean, like following the growth of your brow. Yan. See, it's super easy to use talaga. You just have to use the right tools with it. Then if you look at it, as you can see, this one is a little darker than this end kasi, I don't know, mas comfortable lang ako when I'm working with this brow. Just go back with your spoolie and just comb it a bit. Tapos it will thin it out again. I know, I see a lot of memes na parang you apply product para maging full, tapos you spoolie it para matanggal naman. Kasi you want to make it look natural. Parang full siya pero natural. And you can't really achieve that with just, you know, putting on product. You have to really go in, work with it to make it look the way you want it. So yeah, and that's it for the brows. Actually, no. So the kit does come with a powder and a little brush, and I usually use this for the powder naman kasi it works. So I just use that to set my brow para mas tumagal siya. Really focusing on the end, tapos whatever is left on the brush, that's what I use for like the middle part of my brow. Para hindi rin siya sobrang kumapal. And if ever nga na kumapal siya, you know, just go back in with your spoolie. For my everyday primer, I use the NYX Angel Veil Primer. Everybody knows I love this. I still use it for everyday. I've stocked up on this nung buy one get one free si NYX sa Ulta. Because it's really just a good everyday product. Even for like looks na gusto kong super full glam, I use this as well. It's just that I have other primers pa na high-end, which, you know, I tend to gravitate to. Pero if I want like a natural look makeup look, the NYX Angel Veil Primer is super good because I do have dry skin. So it doesn't clog up my pores, and I don't know, it helps I feel like it really makes my makeup last on the whole day. Because for a while, when I ran out of this and I wasn't able to purchase a new, a new tube, parang iba yung everyday makeup ko, it's not the same. Anyway, ang dami ko na namang sinasabi. I'm such a talker, I'm so sorry. But recently, I've been loving applying the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion as well. Some girls or guys like to apply this all over the face. But what I like to do is like I squeeze a little bit on my finger and then I just apply that on my cheekbone. So there, I just blend that out, making sure that it's really blended. And then whatever is left on my finger, I apply it a little bit on my nose. So it has a little bit of enough glow na, especially since the foundation I use naman is not as illuminating. But yeah, speaking of foundation, let's go on to foundation. Typically on a normal regular day, for as usual every day, as I said, every day nga. So I usually go for the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick or the Maybelline Fitme Dewy and Smooth Foundation. Since I want this video to be a little more, like the products that I use are a lot more accessible, and since you can get Maybelline Fitme at almost every store out there as opposed to the Makeup Revolution, I'm going to use this foundation for this video. So the way I like to apply it is I just put a little bit of product on my hand. Yeah, that's a little bit. For me, that's a little bit. Charing! Hindi naman. And then I go in with my finger, apply that on my problem areas, aka my cheek area, because I have like hyperpigmentation, redness, whatever. And then I go in with my beauty blender. Ang dumi ng beauty blender ko, but I swear I washed this na. I go in with my beauty blender and I just blend that in, as usual. Okay, so we're done with the foundation, and then I like to go in with my concealer. This is the Maybelline Fitme Concealer in the shade Light. No. Okay, so I totally forgot, but my shade in the Maybelline Fitme foundation is shade number 235 Pure Beige. And then after putting on foundation, I like to go in with my concealer. This is the Maybelline Fitme Concealer in the shade Sand. I really like this for everyday because it's lightweight, but it gives enough coverage na for an everyday look. And again, going back to my beauty blender to blend it in with a light hand, of course. And then to highlight my brow bone, I'm using the Sigma F70 concealer brush. Now, to set my entire face, since the Fitme foundation is like light to medium coverage, I am using a powder with a little bit of coverage, which is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the shade Nude Beige. As you can see, this is my favorite pressed powder talaga, and ang only con niya is mabilis masira yung packaging. But yeah, I've already hit panda on this, and like my e.l.f. eyebrow kit, this one is like one of my OG favorite product. And I'm actually just using this Luxie Duo Fiber Powder Brush para light lang yung pagka-powder niya, and it's not gonna be too cakey. Just to set lang my liquid products. For contour, I just discovered this. This is the e.l.f. Duo Powder Kit in the shade Fiji, and I love the contour shade right here because it's really just perfect for a soft, natural contour. And I'm using the Sigma F... what is this? And I'm using the Sigma F35 small contour brush. For my nose, what I like to do if I'm too lazy to get another brush, I just pinch this and dip it there. Then I apply it. Para lang mas precise. And then once the product is there, I just go back in and blend that out so that it looks a little bit more natural. So next is bronzer, and I like to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Deep Bronze and the Sigma F50 Large Angled Contour Brush. So I just swirl it a little bit on the product and just bronze up my face just to warm it up and make it a little bit more natural, because that's what I like. Natural pa ba yung face ko? Ang dami ko ng makeup. But yeah, of course the note. And for blush, I like to use the Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade Satin Love. And then I use this Aesthetica P12 brush, which is just a fluffy powder brush. And I just apply this a little lightly lang para lang magka-color yung face ko. And then what I like to do is top it off with this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Apricot in the middle. It has a little bit of shimmer, so I like to dust it off a bit before I apply it on my face. Focusing on the upper part lang. And now for highlighter. I've been loving the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in the shade Molten Peach, and I've been using this for everyday because it's just so perfect. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm taking this Morphe M510 brush and just swirling it in the product. Look ha. Look at that highlight though. Whoa, napadami yata. If ever, just blend it in para it looks more natural. It's gonna fade, it's fine. I kind of like this side better kasi yung dito napadami yata ako. But that's totally fine. And a little bit on the nose, of course. And you can totally stop here. Put your setting spray on, curl your lashes, put on your lipstick, and that's totally fine. But for today's look, I wanted to include an eyeshadow look. And I know not everybody likes to put on eyeshadow, so I made this video in a way na face products first para if you want to put eyeshadow or not, you can just stop there and then click out of the video and that's totally fine. But I'm not yet really done, or like skip this part na lang. But yeah, I just wanted to create a neutral eyeshadow look for this video because I do use eyeshadow ever so frequently, almost every day now. Ever since I started working again, I do use eyeshadow. But I know in the Philippines, it's not like accustomed to our culture to put an eyeshadow every day. But yeah, for those of you guys who want an eyeshadow look, I'm throwing it in here. So yeah, ang dami ko na namang sinabi. But Essence I Love Stage Eyeshadow Primer, enough said. I've been using this for quite a while now, and I've talked about this a lot. Now I'm taking this Wet n Wild blending brush and I'm taking my Milani Must Love Mattes eyeshadow palette. So this is comparable to my Tartelette palette. I'm not sure if it's like an exact dupe, but I've been loving using this because it just has a lot of matte shades. It has warm tone shades and cool tone shades and your browns right there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dip it in this shade, which is Busta Mauve. And I'm gonna be applying that on my crease area as my transition shade. Slightly, just to give my eyes some definition. There. And then for my outer corners, I'm just taking this shade, No Pun Intended. I never knew that like the shades were like named so weirdly. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just bringing, applying that on my outer corners, just lightly dusting that, and then bringing it in to blend it. And then I'm taking this Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush and I'm taking the shade My Daily Latte, which is this like beige shade right here. And I'm just applying that all over my lid, like this half. And of course, like always, I go back with my blending brush and I just like do some windshield swiper motions just to blend everything together. And make sure there are no patchiness or harsh lines. And then this is totally optional, but what I like to do is after I apply eyeshadow, I tightline my eyes. I usually use a brown eyeliner for every day para it's not that harsh. It just helps with defining the eyes a bit more. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot my setting spray. Hold on. Okay, for everyday, I've been loving the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, but like I said, we're talking about accessibility to the products as well. So I'm going to use my NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray instead, and this actually works well. And I really love it, especially in the summertime, because I have dry skin, but even if it's a matte finish setting spray, it doesn't like dry up my skin or cake up my makeup or whatnot. The only thing I don't like about it, and where kung saan nakakalamang si Morphe, is the continuous setting spray thing right here. But my only problem with this naman is, since it's like an aerosol spray, it is, right? Kasi nga, because of this thing, I can't really bring this if I'm traveling, tapos carry-on lang nila ko. But yeah, the only thing I don't like about this is a spray, as in literal spray bottle lang siya. So I'm gonna set my face. And, whew. And while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some brow gel. I use the Great Lash Lots of Lashes clear brow gel. No, it's a clear mascara, pero it's an OG fave of YouTubers na ito like before pa magkaroon ng sarili si Anastasia, or before I could afford Anastasia, ito talaga, clear mascara. Ooh, I forgot another thing na naman. Now I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara. I've been loving for everyday the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, of course, waterproof version para anti-smudge. So I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and apply a little bit of mascara. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. I discovered a new product from Maybelline and it's perfect timing because I messed up my mascara. I just keep this in my purse. It's a Master Fixer, so literally a pen with a makeup remover. I remember actually you can just use a Q-tip tapos makeup remover and it's gonna be fine. That will work. Pero for on the go, o diba? Para lang siyang Tide to go. It comes with replace tips as well. Place tips or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my mascara. Sometimes I like to go back and apply a little bit more para it looks a lot more fuller. A lot more fuller, that's so redundant. A lot fuller. So for my lips, I like to go in with my Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in the shade Bear to Comment. And I just line my lips. And then I go in with... What is that sound? And then I go in with my Wet n Wild lipstick in the shade Bare It All. This is so comparable to the MAC Velvet Teddy. As in, I don't even know why I purchased that. And then I usually like to top it off with a gloss. But today I'm using the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil. And I just concentrate that in the middle of my lips. Just to make it a little more supple. Okay, so here is the finished makeup look. Like I said, this is my everyday makeup look. So this is my everyday makeup look. For me, this is an everyday look. If it's not an everyday look for you, then okay. But yeah, if you don't like eyeshadow, you can totally skip on the eyeshadow and just focus on the face makeup, and that is fine. I usually go for that, and like I said, that's why I like to apply my face makeup first before eyeshadow, because if I'm running late in the morning, I usually skip the eyeshadow part. So yeah, if you like this video and if you found it really helpful, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!